If we're working proximal to distal, dorsiflexion, abduction, relax, relax. If we're working distal to proximal, splay the toes, dorsiflexion, relax the ankle, relax the toes. And while we were resting, let's continue with our nerve gliding exercise demonstration. And now I'm going to be showing you how we can release tension on the lateral plantar nerve. A few days ago, I showed you how to perform the lateral plantar nerve test to test for tension in the plantar nerve. If that test was positive, or if you're experiencing any of the typical symptoms like pain in the lateral side of the foot or any type of tingling in the small toes, that's when we would perform this exercise. We're going to be in a prone position, so we're laying down on our stomach, and we want the ankle off of the table. The way that we would perform this exercise is the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and we are going to dorsiflex the ankle 3 times. After 3 to 5 repetitions, we would go ahead and you want to check in with yourself and ask yourself, have my symptoms gotten better, worse, or stayed the same? If your symptoms have either gotten worse or stayed the same, you would want to stop the test immediately and you would not want to continue because we don't want to exacerbate your symptoms. There's no point in continuing with the exercise. However, if your symptoms have gotten better, then what we would do is immediately go and perform 20 additional repetitions of dorsiflexion. Let's say you've done the dorsiflexion and you haven't really noticed the reproduction of your symptoms. What we would do to build more tension on the nerve is we would go into abduction of the toes. So we are going to splay the toes outward. We're going to maintain that dorsiflexion, splay the toes, 3 to 5 repetitions, and then check in with yourself. Ask yourself, have your symptoms gotten better, worse, or stayed the same? If your symptoms have either gotten worse or stayed the same, you would stop the exercise immediately. There is no need to continue. We don't want to exacerbate your symptoms. However, if your symptoms have immediately improved, then we would continue with the exercise. You're going to go ahead. You are going to dorsiflex your ankle, and you're going to do 20 repetitions of abduction of the toes by splaying your toes while maintaining that static contraction of dorsiflexion. We could also perform this more dynamically. If we wanted to work proximal to distal, we could go dorsiflexion, splay, relax, relax. Dorsiflexion, splay, relax, relax. If we wanted to work distal to proximal, we would splay the toes first, go into dorsiflexion, relax the ankle, relax the toes. Splay the toes, go into abduction, dorsiflexion, relax the ankle, relax the toes. Those are a couple of different ways. With each one, we would do the same thing. We would perform 3 to 5 repetitions, and then we would want to check in with ourselves and ask ourselves, have our symptoms gotten better, worse, or stayed the same? If your symptoms have either gotten worse or stayed the same, we would immediately stop because there is no need to continue with the exercise. We don't want to exacerbate your symptoms. However, if your symptoms have gotten better, we would perform 20 additional repetitions. If we're working proximal to distal, dorsiflexion, abduction, relax, relax. If we're working distal to proximal, splay the toes, dorsiflexion, relax the ankle, relax the toes. And that is how we would perform the exercise to release tension in the lateral plantar nerve. During the next rest period, I'm going to be showing you guys how we could work on the cervical spine by doing some cervical eldoas to release tension if there's some compression at the nerve roots. But for right now, our rest period is up. It is time for set number 6. That was just a tiny taste of what can be found in my members only section. If you enjoyed it, become a member for only $5 a month to get access to hundreds of member only videos.